Okay, so I wasn't planning to completely disappear from YouTube and stop making videos, but I just became a dad. And life has been pretty busy, overwhelming, and crazy lately. To top it off, I also moved from my old house because it had mold on the ceiling into this new house in the jungle in Thailand. And so yeah, things got a little bit crazy and I had to take a bit of a pause. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I became a dad, why I stopped making weekly videos on YouTube, and how I really lost myself, but found my true self. I thought moving into the jungle would fix me, but instead, it literally stripped everything away from me. Now, I've lived in cities, I've even lived in temples, and I've lived in prison. But nothing like living in the jungle lately has given me such a proper reset and exposed my bullshit more than anything I've ever experienced. In the jungle, there's no noise. There's just the sounds of nature, no distractions. And what actually came up in the silence wasn't pretty. Now, the truth is, some shadows started to come up. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I spent 5 years writing this book and I just really started to doubt myself. And then I started to numb out. If I'm really being vulnerable and honest, I started watching things on the internet that I shouldn't be watching. I started to eat junk food from the 7-Eleven, and I was kidding myself saying it's okay, it's vegan, but I was eating way too much chocolate and way too many crisps. And then it really hit me when I spent one weekend just watching movies on my laptop in my bedroom. I felt so alone. If I'm honest, I just felt really lost. And after a few days of just numbing out, I started to have these depressing feelings and these suicidal thoughts. Like, what's the point of being here? Does it really even matter? And if you know me, that's not the kind of mentality that I normally have. And so thankfully, I've been meditating for like 20 odd years. I was able to sit with it and just observe these thoughts and feelings and sensations in the body without becoming them. And it really inspired me to want to make some videos on deeper topics, such as suicide, depression, addiction. But that's another story, that's another video that I'll be making later on. In this video, I just wanted to explain why I've been missing and disappeared from YouTube. And it's really because sometimes when you're about to create something new, whether it's writing a book, making a new YouTube channel, starting a new job, buying a one-way ticket and moving around the world, even going on a date with somebody, when we come out of that comfort zone and we step into a new version of us, the next version, the 2.0 version of us, the old self has to die. That's why they call it an ego death. And I really experienced that in the last few months. And that's why I disappeared from YouTube. Those thoughts, the dark ones, they come up stronger than anything I've ever experienced. And here's the crazy thing. Many, many years ago, like 20 years ago, when I was addicted to drugs and drinking alcohol every night, I had these depressing moods and suicidal thoughts. And when I gave up the alcohol and the drugs, it was just obvious that that was the cause of it in my mind. And so when I stopped drinking and taking drugs, I started to feel a lot happier, and those suicidal thoughts and depressing moods just vanished. Obviously, it didn't happen overnight, but over the years, they just disappeared. Now, fast forward 20 years later, I'm living in Thailand. I'm living the dream life that most people want. And all of a sudden, I started to feel worthless, like I wasn't good enough. And lo and behold, these crazy thoughts started popping up inside my head. And I was like, holy shit, what's going on here? This is crazy. I wasn't taking drugs. I wasn't drinking alcohol. But there was still something underneath, bubbling up, which was been buried for many, many, many years. Now, they say be careful what you wish for, because about a year ago, I literally was praying to the universe, asking the universe to show me my blind spots. There's a great quote by Carl Jung, the famous psychologist. He says, unless you make the unconscious conscious, it's going to rule your life and you're going to call it destiny. So in other words, we've got all these limiting beliefs, these subconscious stories hidden in the back of our mind that hold us back from the health and the wealth, the happiness, the love, the joy, the freedom that we want. And unless we remove them, then we're always going to be repeating patterns, self-sabotaging, or just stuck in a rut. So I'm the kind of guy that asks the universe to show me my blind spots, but I did not expect me to get lost in the jungle in Thailand with all these suicidal, depressing thoughts coming up. Now again, I'm being pretty vulnerable and pretty raw and real here because everybody knows me as the happy-go-lucky guy, but it really shocked me. And that's why I want to make this video. In fact, I'm going to make another video which is all about beating depression and what to do with these suicidal thoughts. I'm not going to explain what I did in this video, but I'm just letting you know where I've been lately. I've been in a very dark hole, and I can laugh about it now because I'm coming out of it, but it was very, very dark. And in the next video, I'll make a video all about how to get out of it and how to prevent it, because I used all the skills and the tools that I preach to all of my students and clients, and thankfully they worked. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Brett, I didn't know you just became a father, a dad. Well, let me give you the backstory. Every single morning, I wake up nice and early and I go for a walk on the beach to get my 10,000 steps. And then one morning, about 3 months ago, I saw this dog, which was a new dog on the beach. Normally there's lots of street dogs on the beach, but this time I saw this new dog and she was adorable. Such a friendly, beautiful dog, just looking for some love and affection. So every now and then when I'd get to the end of the beach, I would sit down, give her a little stroke behind the ears, rub her tummy, and she would just sit next to me as I meditated. And then I realised, as the weeks went on, that she was pregnant and her belly started to get bigger. And so I started to take some dog food to the beach. But here's the funny thing. Every time I took a tin of dog food to the beach, she was nowhere to be seen. And every time I never took the tin of dog food to the beach, she was always there just licking me and hungry. And I felt guilty. To cut a long story short, after about a month or so, she had the pups. And somebody came along and took the dog and 6 of the puppies. However, they left one pup behind because they couldn't get this puppy. It was trapped underneath the swimming pool in this concrete hole. And it broke my heart. When I heard the story that somebody took the mum and all the pups and left one, my heart was broken. And so the Thai people were trying to get it out. I was trying to get in the hole. We couldn't get it. And anyway, I left and the Thai lady said to me, if we get it, would you like to take the puppy? And because I had this little connection with the mum, the dog on the beach, in my brain I was like, yeah, that's the reason why I'm here. I'm meant to be saving the puppy. So I said, yeah, no worries. So let me introduce you to my new baby, Tofu. Come on, Tofu. Okay, YouTube, this is Tofu. Tofu, this is YouTube. She is adorable. When I say I became a dad, I meant a doggy dad. Mwah. Hello, puppy. Tofu doesn't stop licking. But right now she's probably camera shy. You're beautiful. Wow. Smells like dog food. Pee. So guys, literally, I am living in puppy pee right now, picking up your food. Now here's the thing, I've never had a dog in my entire life. As I grew up, my mum used to have cats. Well, we had cats, I should say. I've never had a puppy or a dog. And this is incredible. It's absolutely adorable. Mwah. But let her run around. The story doesn't end there, right? The Thai lady rang me up. She said, Brett, we found the puppy. We've rescued the puppy. Come and pick her up. I was like, okay, I'll come. So I shot there on my motorbike. I took my cat bag, you know, the cat basket, so I could put the puppy in the basket. And when I got there wasn't just one puppy. There was 2. Meet Tempeh. Are you camera shy? Tempeh is a lot softer. Listen, I never had the heart to take one puppy and leave the other one. Like, I don't know how people can do it. I don't even know how somebody could just take the mum and leave one puppy, but that's another story. She's adorable. So now I'm literally a dad. And it is amazing. Honestly, I thought I was rescuing the dogs. But after I just shared that vulnerability, that story on how I started to feel depressed and these crazy thoughts, now I realise those dogs are saving me. It's beautiful. Like I say, I've never had a puppy, I've never had a dog, so now I'm just loving my new role in life. And that is kind of why, or one of the reasons why, I disappeared. I just needed to reset, living in a jungle, becoming a father, a puppy father to 2 beautiful dogs, Tofu and Tempeh, and then questioning my path in life, my book, my business, and the motivation and the creativity to make videos, pardon me, it just disappeared. And if you've ever made a YouTube video, it's not actually about the filming. I mean, overcoming your fear of speaking for me is a big thing. And being on the camera, 100%. And making the videos, that's actually the fun bit. The hardest bit is the editing. It takes days, sometimes weeks, to edit a 10 or a 20-minute movie. And you guys know that I like to talk. So sometimes these videos are up to 30 minutes. And bloody hell, it takes like weeks to edit those videos. And so all that energy just disappeared, that creativity disappeared, and Brett disappeared. But I'm back. I'm back, and I've got a brand new message that I want to share with people. Now, I bet there's some people that watch that intro, and when I said I became a dad, you thought that I had another baby, right? Come on, be truthful. Pop a comment in the comments box below. Did you think that I'd become a father, like had a baby? Or did you know I had 2 puppies? Like I said, it has been the best thing ever. And I thought I was saving the dog or dogs, but actually it turns out they're actually saving me. Animals are just the best. They're just so beautiful. Doesn't matter what animal it is, a chicken, a cow, a dog, a cat. It just baffles me how people can eat them and call themselves animal lovers. It's insane, but that's just another story for another video and another rant. Coming back to the point of this video, like I said, for the last 5 years, I've been writing a book called Awaken Your Spirit. It's a book about meditations and mindfulnesses techniques that help you truly master the monkey mind. And it is so ironic that I've spent the last 23 years meditating and being a coach, and then writing a book about meditation and awakening and healing. And then 6 months ago, I just went into this dark space, and the last few months have just been probably the worst few months of my life. And that is without going to prison and giving up drugs, because when I did all those things, I knew why I felt so shit. But it was so strange to experience it this time, because life was great. Money in the bank account, living 2 minutes from the beach, you know, just having a happy life, riding barefoot on my motorbike around a tropical island, getting 2 or 3 Thai massages every week, just living the best life. And yet that darkness, that shadow started to come up, and those thoughts started to come up. And so I took a break from writing the book. I took a break from making the YouTube videos, even though I really want to use my creativity for the force of good. And I love making the videos. I just needed to take a break. And then what happened next completely shocked me. I decided I wanted to start a new YouTube channel that helps coaches and people that want to become coaches and help more people create their online businesses. I know it sounds crazy. How can I start a second YouTube channel when I was struggling to do the first YouTube channel? But I think this is why I had that dip. And anyway, the new YouTube channel is for people that want to build online coaching programs and businesses so that they can create the freedom and the lifestyle while making a positive impact on others. And the channel's not ready yet. I've just got all the artwork and the logo done. We've planned out the next 90 days of the videos. It'll be uploaded and it'll be coming out soon. And in the process of me doing that, literally in 1 week, I wrote a book. As I came out of the darkness, I went into the light and creativity and wrote a completely different book. All about building an online business, impacting thousands of people, creating the lifestyle that you want and the freedom that you want while earning good money. And so that book and the YouTube channel will be coming out pretty soon. There's nothing to go and follow just yet. If you're interested, just keep an eye on these videos. I'm still going to keep this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is just me talking to the camera about life, tofu and tempeh, and the adventures that we're going to have around Thailand and the world. But the new YouTube channel is only for people that want to create online coaching businesses, attract clients, make a positive difference, and earn a good, decent living while doing it and maybe traveling around the world. So yeah, it's interesting that sometimes we're afraid of the darkness. As I'm sharing this story, my vulnerability, there was no point really that I'm trying to say, oh, poor me, I'm a victim. And I've lost friends through suicide. I know people that have taken their own life because they go into that darkness. And that's why I'm going to make some videos about it, just to show people how to reframe that monkey mind, especially us men, and talk about our emotions. But my point is that even though I was in that darkness, there was still this awareness that I wasn't the stories and the thoughts. I wasn't the emotions. And as Eckhart Tolle said, I knew that this too shall pass. And I kept saying it to myself. I'm like, this too shall pass. And my spin on things is that if you're about to make a big difference in your life, if you're about to give up something old, if you're about to step into something new, then an old part of you has to die. It's just like a caterpillar going into the cocoon and then coming out as a butterfly. Chances are that caterpillar doesn't know that it's going into the cocoon. It's probably shitting itself. It's dark, it feels trapped and tight. And then what? It comes out as a butterfly, flapping its wings, flying around, smelling the roses. It's insane. And I think us humans, we don't realise that we are constantly on a journey of transformation. I mean, if you're somebody that's growing like I am, that loves personal development, that always wants to reach his full potential, I mean, if you're somebody with a fixed mindset and you're stuck in a rut, then you're probably just self-sabotaging and repeating old unwanted patterns. And that just feels like normal. It's who you are, but it isn't who you are. And so as I was in this transformation, going through this madness, the depressing feelings, the crazy suicidal thoughts, I still had a bit of a smile on my face thinking, this too shall pass. And I wonder what's next. And I think that's the message that I want to share in my next video, is that people that do commit suicide, they do take their own lives, they don't realise that. They don't hold on. And unfortunately, they want to kill themselves and they want to kill that part of themselves that's in pain, but they don't want to kill the whole self. And so I'll make a whole video about that. And thankfully, I've got the skills and the tools to hold on. Mainly meditation, visualization, and a lot of shadow work. And I did all of that, and I live to tell the tale. And if you want to find out more about overcoming depression and understanding suicidal thoughts, make sure you watch my next video, which I'll post next week. Going to come back to the weekly videos. They won't be as much editing at the moment until I get an editor, because it's just too much work for me. And I'm also going to make sure that I look after my mental and emotional health and don't burn out too much, because I think that has a massive impact on how I show up. And yeah, so thankfully I live to tell another tale, and I'm really excited and passionate about sharing what I've learned just to help one person. If one person watches the video, boom, we've made a difference. God, it's so hot in Thailand, I'm sweating. So yeah, I moved into the jungle because my old house got very mouldy, started to feel sick, so I moved out. And in the jungle, literally, this is where I am right now. You can see the beach. Oh, the camera's focused on me. Let me get that off. Hopefully you can see the beach is like right down there. And so, yeah, I moved into the house in the jungle, and it's incredible. But when you strip away all the distractions and you're sitting by yourself, feeling the emotions and the thoughts that are coming up, holy crap, there's a lot of stuff in there. Well, for me, there is anyway. But yeah, it's a new chapter, and I'm excited to share the stuff that I've learned. More importantly, I'm just excited about my new YouTube channel. Again, I'm still going to keep this old channel, this channel here, and I'm still going to publish the other book, the meditation book. I feel like that's my passion project. That's my calling. But my next YouTube channel and the other book that I just spent a week writing, which blows my mind, is all about people that want to become online coaches and build online businesses so that you can make a positive impact, make the money that you want to make, and just have the freedom and lifestyle that you want. So watch this space. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the comments, and I'll see you soon. Boom.